Just a quick one. Happy Sunday morning. It is definitely gloomy in Buckland this day as we're looking for another freeze warning on Tuesday. So yeah, come on. It's February, almost done with February. Let's get into March. Let's get into March. Enough of this freeze warning crap. I'm sure I'm not the only one. It's like, good lord, not another one. I mean, it's better than blizzards. It's better than snow. Snow, what's up and all that. But yeah, but the good news today, of course, it really works out either way. If Canada had won, good for the Bolts, as it's basically it's Team Bolts. It's basically Team Canada, but the U.S. won, so yeah, first time since 1980. That's good. Everybody is hewing it up today. Everybody is pumped up. Everybody is happy. Got something to be thankful about, and definitely a bleak sports Sunday. I mean, it really is, right? Once again, no football, and isn't it crazy? Isn't it crazy next year? Next year, you're going to have the Super Bowl on the same day as Valentine's Day. They keep pushing it back. Remember when it was in January? Remember when the Super Bowl was in flipping January? It's now in February. This is crazy, folks. It's crazy. Seriously, bring it back to January. And no, we don't need another flipping game added to the schedule. They're probably going to do it anyway because who cares about what the fans think? It's anything that brings in more money for the owners, hey, they're happy about that. You got that going on. You got all the lockout talk. I saw you have the, the $2 gajillion war chest. You have the owners out there setting aside, projecting, work stoppage. Yeah, so you got that after that. You have the Dodgers win again. Then, of course, CBA stops on December 2nd. It ends, and that's when everybody is projecting that we're going to have a lockout, of course, for 2027. Boo. But, yeah, it's sports. You don't know what's happening. Maybe saner heads prevail. We'll have to see if all of a sudden now you have a new person heading up the MLBPA after all that Tony Clark craziness, having to step down when you have people asking about how you spending the money, the inappropriate relationship with the sister-in-law, okie dokie. But yeah, but it's just going to be a quieter week. I don't think we're going to get any kind of end game or closure or decision, at least right now, either for Rishi Rice, who of course has the civil lawsuit put forth by his now former girlfriend for the domestic abuse. So far, that's civil. It hasn't evolved into anything else. So Rice might escape being suspended for that again this year. We'll see. We'll see, depending upon whether or not it evolves past civil, according to, of course, the whole insane Stefan Diggs case with the personal chef, the strangulation charge, and that's some major charges. So look for the wheel of discipline to be spinning sometime soon for Stefan Diggs. Of course, the very, very horrible, sad news, the death of Rondell Moore, 25 years old. Pretty much everyone is saying it was a self inflicted gunshot wound. Oh, and I mean, I know you're going to have everybody who, well, what were his NFL accomplishments? Did he win anything? How deep did he get into the playoffs? And let's just kind of slow our roll on all that as you had a human life. Somebody decided to end his own life. That's what it's looking like. And once again, I'm sure all of the CTE debate and chatter and talk and yakking and all that will erupt once again because of this absolutely unbelievable as all of a sudden you're just you're scrolling what's going on, what's happening, and holy poop. Yeah, and I'm not talking about the Yankees stadium or the locker room as yeah that story, but yeah, horny poop. Just yeah, you just anytime you see something like that, you're just literally gobsmacked because you're going 25 years old. Oh my god, just so young. But yeah, so yeah, Rondell Moore definitely that will be hanging over the news cycle, I'm sure, for pretty much the entire week. That's just one of those stories that it's just like, oh. But yeah, as far as this week goes, and yeah, I know, some people are going to be all humped up and piped up about that scouting combine, you scouting combine, you rookie. Hey, people are going to be working out. People are going to be working out. Yay! You know, what I mean, granted, I know something like it's better than nothing, but still, I don't know. Scouting combine is almost next to nothing. And yeah, and why am I doing this on YouTube? Because I doing this on YouTube. Oh yeah, let's post it on Facebook until I was wondering. I'm going, yeah, anytime you post something on a fan page, you sometimes get more engagement and reaction if you post it on your personal page. The problem if you do that too much, people tend not to like that because you have fan pages for fan pages. Personal is personal, but yeah. So I end up asking GPT because I was like, okay, why is it when you ended up posting to a fan page that you get literally almost next to no engagement? And yeah, it just I got the answer like, okay, it's not me. Because you have Facebook, of course, is apparently reducing the organic reach of your page to 2 to 5% of your followers. So yeah, so if you have like the Sport Shuffle, 150, what's that? 2 or 3 people, if I'm lucky, when I do a post, who even see it. Who even see it. And the reason for that is because Facebook is pay to play. They want you. That's why anytime your post is doing very well, would you like to boost the engagement? In other words, show me the money. So yeah, just like, and the other thing is, if you think about sports page, even NFL, how many flipping pages are out there? Even if it's let's say a team page, right? Even if it's a Bucks page, how many Buccaneer fan pages, groups at all are out there? And so it's just okay. So it's not me. It's you have saturation. Then you have Facebook, of course, gearing back your exposure. And so yeah, so it's just sort of okay. It's not me because sometimes you're like, yeah, okay, if I post in the woods and nobody sees the post, did I actually post? Did I? Did I? did I? But anywho, so that's it. It's a kind of a quiet Sunday. It's a good Sunday. Go USA, 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 USA. So USA won the gold in overtime, and even better. That means hockey. Hockey is on the way back. So now we're going to have the National Tanking Association back in full swing, aka the NBA. Are they the National Tanking Association or are they the National Load Management Association? The National Tanking Management Association. Okay, that sounds good. Then, of course, so basketball, hockey's back, baseball is starting up, so the Dodgers can win another one. And of course, college basketball getting closer and closer to one shining moment. So yeah, so it's getting a little bit more active, and the Olympics are going to be done. It was fun. It was sort of a nice change of pace, but sort of we're back to the normal, whatever is normal. Do we know what normal is when we're scrolling on down? That's the other thing. That's the other thing that I'm wondering. Why don't doesn't this post or you get any engagement? People are just scrolling through everything, and it's not just Facebook. Facebook is just one. Because when you type in, you see how many social media. Oh yeah, Blue Sky, Threads. That's another one. X, formerly I still think of it as Twitter. Twitter, Reddit. Reddit's another one, and then you have so many other ones popping up all over the flipping places. Like, oh yay, that's another social media platform because we need another one of those. We do. But anyway, just wanted to hop on and a good audiobook recommendation from Audible, being a Audible fanatic, as I seem to be on a time travel or alternate parallel universe kick because I just finished the Shortened Chronicles, which was a good one. It was a 6 book saga of a whole bunch traveling to what they thought was history, but turned out to be, in fact, a parallel universe through a magical lift that was actually apparently controlled by Janus. Yeah, so kind of a cool, definitely a adult geared book, adult reader geared book, and as is this one, which is let me uh, let me make sure I'm keeping the name of the series, The Hands of Time by Irina Shapiro. And I'm already on book 2. It's a crazy series, has 6 books. Because that's always cool, right? You get into a series, and it's not finished. You're like, aha, because you get into it, and because you get to the end of the book, and you're like, well, what happens next? And it's like just the series is stopped. It's discontinued. It's just it, and I don't know if this one is finished, but yeah, it's kind of cool. It follows a character by the name of Valerie Crane, who's having a bit of a rough time in modern times and goes into an antique shop, trying not to spoil everything too much. Goes into an antique shop and ends up ending up back in the 1600s. How she copes with her new reality is pretty cool. And once again, another adult book. Another adult book that you definitely have adult themes in there, adult relations, adult relationships. Definitely stuff that would not really be suitable for kids or teenagers. Definitely a mature written book, but a good one. Definitely keeps you really riveted. You're wondering what's going to happen next. You get to the next chapter. I know when I had an hour left, I was like, okay, let me. I want to finish. I don't want to go to bed. I want to finish this sucker and find out how it ends up and how it sets up the next book. And it did a very good job of setting up book two, because book two has so many continues, and it does a very good job of continuing the story because it sets up, you can tell where it's going. Like, ooh. But yeah, and book two is called A Leap of Faith. Book one is called The Hands of Time by Irina Shapiro, and it is definitely and it has very good narration because there's one thing. If there's one thing that I've learned that I don't think I tend to like as far as Audible goes. I've listened to a couple of books, virtual voice, even though the premise and the writing was very good. Just after a while, the virtual voice kind of you're like I want to hear a real narrator. I want to hear a real narrator. Now, when I tend to look at books, I tend to filter. I'm like, ugh. If I see it's a virtual voice, even if the premise of the story is like, ooh, hey, that sounds interesting, but then you see virtual voice, you're like, ah, ah, I'm sure it costs a bunch for an author to have to pay for someone to actually narrate as opposed to just giving over a virtual voice. But yeah, so definitely recommendation for today as it's kind of a slower sports time, so good time to get in an audio book or two if you kind of like, yeah, well, you kind of need something to keep one's interest going. So, yeah, that's it for me. Just a very quick one on a kind of a gloomy Sunday. Once again, not a hazy. I didn't put in. I wasn't in the theme song mood today, but he is not always crazy even when the morning is hazy. I think it's more gloomy. It's more gloomy than hazy today. Definitely more gloomy. But that's it for me. Go USA. USA, and we'll see who's a knucklehead this week. Yeah, I apparently forgot the Marshawn Lattimore story. Apparently, he was released by the Commanders. Yeah, I have to wonder what Wildflower thought about that. As so Rossi is doing his raising $1 million charity stream. So yeah, haven't checked that out if it's still going on. If it Spectrum hadn't caused it to crash again. But yeah, so go Rossi go is cool. We even got to see Maya as she actually had a fairly extended interview with Rossi during one of the many streams. So that was cool. But yeah, so kind of a slower Sunday. Kind of get used to it. That's kind of how it goes when it's February heading into March. When it was like, yeah, combine, yeah, eh, eh. There's a combine, there's a combine. And I'm like, eh. Anywho, I'll talk at you again another time. And yeah. Oh, the march on Lattimore as I was going to start the story, but then I stopped the story and squirrel. But yeah, March on Lattimore, who was arrested for a weapons charge, apparently was released by the Commanders, so he is now a free agent yet again. So, and they apparently gave up 3 draft picks for him. So, he didn't last there too long, not long at all. But yeah, and I'll do the Bugs Bunny thing of, all right, shutting up. I'm shutting up now. If you want me to shut up, that's what I'm going to do. That's what just ask me to shut up. And okay, rabbit, shut up. Okay. So we'll hit the stop button and have yourself a fantastic Sunday, and just sort of just just enjoy everything that with modern conveniences. Because one thing that anytime you listen to an audiobook that talks about time travel back to the 1600s, and one of the things besides the internet, besides computers, and that we all tend to definitely take for granted, plumbing. Not having to use a chamber pot to eh, uh, yeah. Thank you, plumbing. Thank you, plumbing. Thank you, plumbers. Yeah, just one of those things that we all take for granted here in the 20th century.